This is the new 2018 Land Rover Range Rover Velar, and at first glance, yeah, it's a pretty nice SUV, but then when you look closer, there are a lot of really fine details that set it apart from the rest. Under the hood, it's powered by either a turbocharged i4 engine or a V6 with twin vortex supercharger. Now the i4 produces only 247 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque, but if you opt for the supercharged V6, that goes up to 380 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. And that power is sent through an 8-speed automatic transmission before it goes to all 4 wheels. So it has an all-wheel drive system, and that makes it really good for off-roading. Now, a couple things about the all-wheel drive system is that it's variable. So it can send some of the torque to the back wheels or some to the front. And it actually has the ability to send all the power to the front wheels, 100% of the power to the front wheels, to help in low grip situations when maybe your rear tires can't connect with the road. Now, to be honest, this is not my favorite SUV as far as exterior design goes, but it does have some pretty nice styling features. Now, this is the first edition Velar, so it has some things that the normal Velar will not have. So it's got some copper colored accents up on the hood and on the sides and the front. It's also got these unique rims. Those will not be on future models. Those unique rims, those look pretty cool. There's a foil stamped grille up front. And what I really like about that is the fact that the Land Rover symbol fits in there so nicely. It's so tight in there, and I think that looks really cool. LED headlamps, floating roofline, which is really smooth. There's a spoiler in back to top it off. And you've got these flush deployable door handles here. Those help with wind noise at higher speed, and those will pop out when you unlock the car. So those look pretty smooth. They help make it a cleaner design for the car. Now, it was also designed with off-roading in mind, so it's got a 9.9-inch ground clearance to help in off-road situations. And also it has an electric air suspension, so that can raise or lower the car 1.6 inches, again, to help in off-roading and to make it easier to get into the car as well. Now, in addition to that, Land Rover also says the car can wade, or it can drive in water up to 25.5 inches. So I'd imagine it comes up somewhere around here. And you can opt for sensors that will actually tell you when you reach that mark, so you know not to go any deeper. And that is really cool in my opinion. I like that feature of the car. Now, there are also a lot of systems in this car to help in off-road situations. So it's got torque vectoring brakes, an active locking rear differential to help maintain traction at all times. There's also a roll stability control, which can help detect instability that could lead to a rollover, and then combat that by applying brakes to the outer front wheel. Hill descent control that helps go down hills by maintaining a constant speed and applying brakes to each wheel separately. That just helps to descend hills easier. So yeah, it's got a lot of things in here to help you in off-road situations if you ever choose to go off the road with this car. Now, the interior of this car is pretty nice. Obviously it is. Land Rover is a luxury vehicle manufacturer. It's really clean. I love that in a car. Too many buttons just drives me nuts. But it's really clean. Most of it's on these touchscreens here. There's 2 of them. I don't know why that is. Kind of reminds me of the Honda Odyssey, actually. They had 2 screens and everybody hated that. So here we can also see all the different drive modes that can be selected using this little dial here. We've got, first of all, dynamic, and then eco, comfort, grass, gravel, and snow, mud ruts, and sand. And of course, all of these come with pretty good graphics too. I didn't have a lot of time to mess around with the electronics in this car, but they seemed a little slow to me and difficult to navigate. But everything else in this car is nice. It's got some pretty cool materials in here, obviously with the leather. But what I really like about the materials is the carbon fiber accents in here. And it's not just plain carbon fiber, it's carbon fiber that's been weaved in with copper wire. So I've never seen anything like that before, and I think it gives it a really cool look. Now, you've also got this steering wheel here. It's a little thin for me. I don't necessarily like that, but it's got a cool design because it's like a square here, and that is really cool. It's got these controls here that work the driver display. Another good thing in this car, the sliding armrests, they move up and down, and it's split in the middle, so there's one also for your passenger. There's no more fighting over it. I always kind of enjoyed that, but that's taken away now. The only issue is that it does cover this little cup holder here if you move it all the way up. Another cool thing is this car is that there's another cup holder hidden behind here, and you actually access it by pressing this Land Rover symbol here, and it slides just like that. This is something that were I to own this car, I would constantly be mindlessly doing. It is so satisfying to press that little button and hear the click and then have it slide away like that. So that is pretty sweet. Now, since this is the first edition model of the car, it also has 20-way moving seats. And Land Rover says that they took care to make sure it was a sporty seating position. So I really enjoy sitting super low and not too far from the steering wheel. So yeah, I really like this driving position. They did a good job with the seats. So while this isn't my favorite SUV, it's got a pretty fantastic mix of off-roading capability and luxury and comfort. And that's really what Land Rover is all about. So as always, thank you for watching this video. Please like it for me. Comment below if you have anything to say about this car, comments, suggestions, questions, anything at all. Remember to check out my channel. I do all sorts of car reviews, supercars, hypercars, sports cars, EVs, a couple SUVs here and there. And remember to subscribe.